introduce yourself, man. CEO of Zeus
Yeah, my
Network.
name is Lemuel Plummer, founder and CEO of the Zeus Network. Happy
Yes,
to be
sir.
here with you guys.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are y'all doing?
Man, you feeling blessed? Can't complain at all. We actually got you in here with us on the cover.
You got all
For
this
the first
jewelry
time.
next to me.
Come on,
What's
man.
going
You
on,
know,
man?
y'all got me.
You got a lot of bodyguards though, so I'm just gonna look
Listen,
for real.
when he pulled up, I thought the president pulled up.
Yeah, look,
It really gave
black
the president.
trucks. What they say, 20 black trucks.
Hey, man.
That's what's up, man. I like how you moving out
We got
here.
to keep it safe and you know, we got to roll in Zeus style. So
Exactly.
Yes, definitely.
Regular fashion. So let's get into it. Like, man, how you been? How's life since Zeus been taking over your life?
I'm extremely blessed. Everything is going great. And by the way, I just want to say thank you guys.
No,
The
thank you.
photo
It's a
shoot,
pleasure,
the
bro.
photo shoot was absolutely an amazing experience. You guys were great,
Love it.
and I look forward to you know, checking it out. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Make sure y'all check that out. It's gonna be amazing. You looked amazing. Shout out to your team. Who's your
You know,
stylist?
my Marlos.
Okay.
You know, Daryl Love and
Yeah, shout
my
out to
team.
them,
They
man.
did a great job. My videographers and photographers, Jalen and Marcus and
The whole security
team,
crew, yeah,
James
everybody.
and Vincent and Paris and Manny and a lot of M's and Mona.
This man pulled up about 40 people, y'all. So
Literally.
it's really like that.
Yeah, so thank you to my team who really.
Shout out to y'all.
So first, we want to go into a little bit about just, you know, for those who may not know who you are, like tell a little bit about your background story. What was it that you did before, you know, you came up with Zeus, and just, you know, how did you get to that point?
Yeah, I grew up, you know, with parents who owned and operated multiple and several local TV stations. So I grew up in the business. There were religious stations, Christian networks. So, you know, very blessed and honored to learn from my parents, all the folks that worked for them. Detroit, Michigan, that's where I'm from. But yeah, just, you know, wanted to go a little bit more mainstream, and that's when I went to moved to Los Angeles and ended up, you know, just working in production as a production assistant. From there, I ended up getting a tremendous opportunity to work for BET, where I ended up producing several shows and ultimately executive producing. So I was 21 when I was at BET when I first started, and then you know, was there about, I want to say, almost 3 years. After BET, ended up launching my own full-service production company. There weren't a lot of black-owned full-service production companies where you actually facilitate the shows. A lot of white-owned production companies, not a lot of black-owned, and I just kind of got tired of those production companies telling our stories on major platforms at the time, a lot of the linear networks. So I launched my own production company. I had some amazing investors who believed in my vision and ultimately made that investment happen. Sold my first show at about 24, called Preachers of LA, where it became a huge
I love that
hit.
show.
I did
Yeah, it
too.
was a huge hit for Oxygen. And we franchised it. We did a couple seasons of LA, franchised it to Detroit and Atlanta,
Right.
and ultimately sold a few other shows, Music Moguls and Two Sides with Viola Davis as my partner. And I just had this urge to launch my own network. At the time, there were a lot of technology was advancing, and there were a lot of VOD services out there. Not a lot, but some of the mainstream ones that you guys are familiar with now, Netflix and a few others that were really disrupting the entertainment industry. So I just said I want to launch something similar. I think that having a subscription video on demand platform would be amazing, and I just said I got to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know what the experience will be like, but I said I gotta make that investment.
Yeah.
And ultimately I did, and it paid off. So
Big time.
Yeah,
I'm
for
super
sure.
excited. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit of the story. I know that was a little bit of a long answer, but
No, that was actually a good answer. So when you really look at it, pretty much, because you did your work to actually
Yeah.
get this whole thing to happen. Because a lot of people think they can just jump out there and things are gonna just happen
Right.
overnight, and you really got to put in work to actually make it happen. So out of all the shows that you produce, because you got some heavy hitters over there with you right now,
Right.
on some different shows. Every show that you got right now is a hit. Which one would you say is like? I mean, I don't want to say your favorite, but like the one that you enjoy working on the most.
I enjoy working on all of them. They're all different shows. They're all different content partners. They bring value to the network.
Right.
It's all the shows are doing very well. So when we first started, we were doing a lot of short form content. We evolved to doing more long form, and Black China was like one of our first big shows. The Real Black China
Right.
gained a lot of national attention, tons of viewers. It was amazing, and ultimately we ended up doing several other unscripted shows. But right now, Baddies is doing incredibly well.
Shout out to the Baddies.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah,
Natalie
sure.
Nunn and the Baddies. We're literally gearing up for our seventh, almost eighth season. I guess you could kind of say that because we're, well, really the seventh season because we're going to Africa. But we've created a new show called Baddies Gone Wild with Natalie, and she has these younger girls that are going to be living in a house together in Brazil, and it's going to be a interesting experience. But Jocelyn's Cabaret, shout out to Jocelyn Hernandez. She was one of the earlier content partners that I worked with, and she's been amazing to work with all these years. Her show continues to do incredibly well, and she's in her sixth season. I think at this point we've done so many different Jocelyn's seasons and traveled all over the country. But yeah, they're all different.
Look.
Smile LA
Yes,
is a great show. Bad Boys has always been something special to me.
We got to talk about that because
Yeah.
that's a big topic right now. That everyone wants the Bad Boys back. What was the reason? I heard that they didn't want to come to a reunion, so it was kind of like a waste of time.
No, it was never a waste of time. Bad Boys is a different show. It's one thing to work with women, and there's physical altercations that happen, but with the guys, it is different. It's a different experience.
Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Jonathan.
Yeah,
Right.
shout out to Jonathan. That's my guy. We have something special that we'll be talking about soon.
Cool.
That we'll be able to, let you guys know what we're doing. But yeah, the numbers were great, but they weren't baddie numbers. They weren't Jocelyn numbers, and so, and then it's just a very male skewing series and show. The shows that people, they talk about. It's a great show. Like I said, we may bring it back. We haven't. It's not completely over. It's more of a timing thing and making sure we cast it right.
Yeah.
Making sure
for
we're prepared to get back in that mode of working with the guys. It's a great show.
Can I ask you about Aunties? Because that's my favorite show that you guys ever produced. That show was awesomely good.
Yeah.
Like, is it not coming back? I know I heard something about somebody didn't want to come back or something.
No, we don't know yet. We don't
Okay.
know.
Cool.
We don't have a time frame on when we bring these shows back or when we gear up for another season. They're
Gotcha.
all our original shows. They're all special. All the cast members and content partners mean a lot to us, and they all bring tremendous value. Some shows may be on the shelf for a year, 2 years. We don't know.
Yeah.
Some may be on. We may literally keep it going, because there's a demand for that type of project at that time. So some shows we may bring back and retweak and put a different spin on it. It just really depends on the timing of things. It depends on where people are at, what our consumers want to see, and the band. Ultimately, our bandwidth. We only have so much bandwidth where we can do so many shows at any given time, and every show that we do matters. Where we didn't take any real investments outside of the money that I put into the network. So there's no.
So it's real return there.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah,
up,
it's
man.
real return. We didn't take out. It was nothing like that. I didn't take out any corporate dollars. We didn't. It was me. It was my vision. It was my money, and I aggregated a lot of people to be a part of the network. And so I take pride in that. But yeah, every show matters.
Yeah,
We don't have the luxury to just say, oh, let me try this and see. Sometimes we'll invest in shows for different reasons. Some we like, hey, look, we know we're probably not going to have a huge return on this. this is the one we're believing in. We're going to invest X amount of dollars, and then we're paying real, like, these are like real budgets. These are not like small budgets. These are very much millions of dollars easily. Sometimes even tens of millions of dollars these shows could cost us. It depends on the nature of the show for one series. So when we spend that money, you know what I mean? We're hoping for a huge return and for people to, subscribe and stay subscribed and watch. And we want to keep scaling and growing. And we want to pay people, top dollar to participate. We're paying more for our talent than any other network out there. So all the cast members that are on these shows are getting probably double, sometimes even triple the amount that they would get on traditional networks, because we value our talent. We value the folks that we work with, even the guys behind the scenes. When we shoot these shows, we're moving around with 100, almost 200 people working behind the scenes, traveling on these shows. So we invest real money into these projects. So I just got to make sure it's just the right time, the right show, the right cast, the right storylines. Everything has to align and make sense for us to just pull the trigger on a show.
Yes, for sure.
Speaking of that, so because originally I feel like you guys were like one of the first ones to do the streaming app like that's black owned, and as you see in today's time now, there are many other people from out the woodworks. Everybody. They all trying to do a network.
The bad boys everywhere.
But they not coming like how y'all's is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about other people trying to kind of mimic what you're doing, but not even doing it the right way? To be honest,
I mean, well, look, it's flattering to me, and not only just I'm happy, that we are inspiring a lot of people to do, whatever it is that they want to do. We don't really think about. I don't even know how many platforms exist. I mean, we're not thinking about them. They're not really. We're kind of in our own world, our own universe, and so I can't think about the next person. We don't really have, in my opinion, any direct competitors. People can do what they want. I think people realize that when they launch these networks or these platforms, it's not as easy as they think. There's a lot of components to running a network. Not outside of just saying, hey, I'm gonna post a show, put together a show and release it. There's you got to hire the right folks to work, in your office, administrative, executives, assistants, production. You want to make sure you hire the right camera operators, the right audio operators, the right lighting folks, the right producers, the right coordinators, the right production managers, the right PAs.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on. So
the right security, man. I want to shout out to your security.
And then ultimately, you want to make sure that you are different. It does stand out because, just imitating somebody's, work. Like when we launched our shows, we weren't doing what other networks were doing. We said, look, we want to be loud, we want to be provocative, we want to be uncensored, unfiltered, and we did that, and it was different. It was something that people gravitated to, and I didn't try to compete with Netflix. I was like, I'm not thinking about, we have a similar platform, but I said, how can I be more niche, and create our own world and our own universe, market things differently than how traditional media markets their content. What type of marketing assets can we put out that people would be interested in watching, that would make them want to go and subscribe and pay at the time $3.99, now $5.99.
Yeah.
So that means something. And then also when you're launching a platform, people don't understand, like, churn is real. People cancel every day. They will cancel their membership if you're not feeding them content that they want to watch constantly. And that's probably one of the most difficult things to do, is to hold your subscribers and at the same time scale. So if you can't put out enough content, and you can't put out enough content that people want to watch, it's going to be very hard to just have your own network that will do well. It's going to be very, very difficult. But you got to create hits, and you got to. I think we launched at the perfect time, 6-7 years ago. 2018 is when we launched. I had been working on it years prior to launch, So I think the timing of when we launched also mattered. We've been around for many years now, and so that means something. We learned a lot about what not to do, what we should do. We developed great relationships, great resources. We experimented with technology because that's a whole nother component. Like the productions are one thing. Now you got to think about the technology, making sure the technology works, making sure it can hold enough subscribers to not, crash or go dark.
Right.
Marketing, you got to make sure you market this stuff
Please don't
correctly.
crash.
You got to make sure the PR is on point. You got to make sure your talent is doing what you need them to do, that they're marketing, that they're performing on screen, that they feel valued. There's a lot of people that work for these smaller platforms and they don't get paid really, or they don't know what's going on. People need to sign the right agreements. You got to make sure the network is protected, your talent's protected, your team is protected. So there's a lot of agreements that go on that need to make sense for any platform. So there's a lot of things that goes into running a network, and it's very difficult, but it's very rewarding when you can do it and you do it right.
I definitely agree with that 100%. Even though I ain't got a network, but I agree with it
but
for sure.
I was just gonna speak on like how we collaborate with the magazine. We get a lot of exposure and benefits from doing things with the community and different for creatives and things like that. So I feel like with you doing that with your network, that was like a pivotal thing for you growing it. Yeah, because you work with some of the best people, and it's some of the most unorthodox people, like Roland Ray,
Right.
like Bobby Lights. You have Tokyo Tony. It's just like people,
Yeah, no, that's real. And that was part of our strategy. People, Hollywood is known for putting people on and throwing them away.
Yeah.
We see value in
Facts.
people. We want to develop long-term relationships, especially when they do right by us, and it's great and easy working with certain folks. We want to continue to make that investment.
Yeah.
We are happy to give folks certain opportunities that most traditional networks would never give them, or folks that maybe you feel shouldn't have an opportunity. For instance, Jonathan Majors, we have a incredible film that we're partners on with Briarcliff Entertainment that we're releasing theatrically March 21st in theaters everywhere. But he's a tremendous actor, and Hollywood, it's public information. Disney had originally picked up the film. Disney and Fox Searchlight was their film, and it was supposed to be his Oscar-winning movie. And when all the information came out about his case, they dropped him, said he's a liability, and they shelved the project. And the filmmakers were having a hard time selling it. So, thank God for Briarcliff, who made that first investment and believed in the film and said, we're going to give this a real shot. And then we came in and invested as well. And all the filmmakers and the producers that are involved, they have done their thing. And I think it made a lot of sense for us to come in when we did come in and be, made ourselves, present and, but yeah, it's just like, those are stories you hear all the time.
Yeah,
we
man.
believe in him. We think he holds tremendous value, especially in our community. A lot of folks, Natalie Nunn's, her show had gotten canceled. Jocelyn was not really, working with VH1. I think they had banned her.
Yeah, it's like
Even
they like
Black
to say
China.
that.
They I guess the Kardashians at the time had kind of tried to blackball her, didn't want to work with her. And so we came in and we said, look, China, you are a star. We're going to make that investment. Jocelyn, we believe in your vision. Nobody wants to pick up this show. You've been pitching around. We'll pick it up. Natalie, we love your idea. We love everything you've done. Let's rock out. So people like to throw these folks away and maybe feel like they're liabilities, but I see something different in them. And that not only goes for the folks that are in front of the camera, but folks that work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
People make mistakes. People aren't perfect. And so we don't feel like that should hold you back from accomplishing your dreams and your goals and to ultimately fulfill your destiny. And so I'm extremely blessed to be working with all the folks that I work with, whether they like me or not, whether they like the Zeus Network. It's been a blessing, and I'm so honored to have at minimum planted some seed in their life, or have been a part of, their growth or what they have going on. So look forward to working with more people. But yes,
Yeah.
Bobby Lights and all those other guys, they're all great and talented and they're very entertaining.
Even the Erica Mena, they tried to write her off too.
Erica Mena, she's great. She is. Her dating show is coming out. She killed it. It's an amazing series. Again, after meeting with her and talking to her, people deserve redemption. They deserve a second chance. They deserve opportunities.
Right.
And so if Zeus is doing that, and we're working with folks that need that, and new folks, and we're breaking new stars, and we're working with past existing stars and traditional. I mean, we work with everybody.
Work with everybody.
Erica, to Black China, to Jocelyn, to Natalie, to Floyd Mayweather, and we're also breaking stars at the same time. So we're a combination of a lot of different things when it comes to working. Like I said, it's not just about the folks in front of the screen. It's also the folks behind the scenes.
Yeah.
People that
make it happen
probably wouldn't necessarily get these opportunities. They are getting them, and so it's a blessing to be able to provide that, opportunity. And most, the folks, and most of the people that work for Zeus are Black or minority. So that's another thing.
Shout out to you, Lemmy.
Yes, definitely.
Shout out to
birthing
that.
a lot of stars over there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just
behind the
changing people's
scenes,
lives and
in
stuff.
front of the scenes, it's just a whole new wave. You and Tyler Perry really doing God's work out here. So
Thank you, man. I
I'm
appreciate
definitely,
that.
I'm. It's like an honor to be sitting with you,
Yes.
talking
Oh, it
with
is.
you.
And shout out to y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. What you mean, y'all?
We are,
y'all
man. We
killing the
trying. We
game,
trying, man.
So I'm honored, like I said, to be here, sitting on the couch with you guys, doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I'm very selective on who I work with, and I think you guys are beyond talented and making a lot of noise out there. And I'm
appreciate
looking
that.
forward to
Appreciate that
seeing
for
how
real.
you guys continue to grow and scale your company. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we finna take this to the whole nother level. Like how
Yes.
y'all took Zeus, we
Yeah.
finna take it all the way there.
I see it.
So, what I do want to know, what is your most craziest experience that you had on set so far?
It's too many.
It's too many.
Every day is a new experience.
But that sounds like that would be exciting every day. Something.
Oh yeah,
different,
Zeus is an amazing place to work. It's never a dull moment. It's always something going on.
But how do you manage? Do you smoke? Do you have a therapist? Do
I
you
smoke?
you drink? What's be going like? How do you manage doing like?
I'm not really the guy to do drugs like that. I don't do any heavy drugs at all. Never have.
Got you.
Smoking weed from time to time, sure. I mean, as far as like I'm a casual drinker. I like champagne.
We the same. Okay, man.
Yeah, I don't like drinking hard liquor and tequila. I'm not a tequila guy. I'm not the guy to take a bunch of shots. That's just not really how I move.
Facts.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have really a thing that keeps me. I think it's just I get up every day. I think for me it's more like I'm just so hungry to get to a certain level that we're not really like usually in at that place
tables.
where that table or in that place where they allow certain Black people to get to. So for me,
Facts.
I think that passion for wanting to get to that level for me is my kind of thing, and mentally I'm always there. But yeah, I get massages from time to time. I don't know.
That's needed. So
I
here's
don't know what my
top
thing
tier.
is. I really, I'm actually trying to find out what that is. I used to play basketball a lot. I don't play basketball at all. It's been years. I don't know my hobbies. I gotta find
You
some new
gotta
hobbies, man.
explore it, man.
You
It's
definitely got
2025.
So I know we don't have that much time with you because I know you got things you got to do and stuff like that too. But what I want to know is one of the last questions I want to ask. Well, actually, it's kind of two questions.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I want to know what can we expect from Zeus, in the next years to come, and really just what's next coming. And then what would you want to tell all the people that's actually looking up to you that want to kind of follow in your steps? Because you are a celebrity now at this point. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a CEO or the person behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people I know that look up to you.
Even though you be trying to blur out your face everywhere, we still see
Yeah,
you.
I noticed that on the
That's
thing.
okay.
They be blurred out.
I don't know. I think we are trying to hit a certain level of subscribers, which we're very close. I can't share the number, but I look forward to doing that. That's something that I'm pushing for. But I think as far as projects, we're going to heavily invest in scripted. We are talking to some new partners where we're going to be acquiring some films. We're going to be investing in some original movies. We want to
Nice.
get some original scripted series going, and we're going to keep the unscripted going for sure. We're going to keep elevating there and doing more of that. But scripted is something that you guys will see in the next year or two, a lot more from Zeus.
Nice. More movies, more docuseries, I'm sure.
More movies, more documentaries as well. We want to get into more actual documentaries, different formats. We'll be experimenting and seeing what sticks, specials, award shows,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. As far as encouraging the young generation, I want to say, don't ever, obviously the cliche things, don't ever give up. That is important. Follow your dreams, no matter what. If you really believe in yourself and the gift that God gave you, pursue it, no matter what. Don't let anybody stop you. Find that one thing, become great at it. I think that once you do that, you'll be able to truly tap into a whole nother level in life. I think when people have too much going on and they're all over the place, it just becomes, a slower
Yeah.
process of gaining success and getting to where you want to get to. But I think if you find that one thing and you become great at it, for me, it was editing. I was a great editor. I never, that was like my thing. That was actually my therapy. I used to edit a lot. I love video editing.
Yeah.
I was editing since I was 12, and ultimately that allowed me to become extremely successful, beyond my wildest dreams, anything that I could ever imagine. So
Amen. I love that,
editing
man.
was the thing that opened up my door. If you hold a camera and you're a camera operator, be the best camera operator. If you can do both camera and camera and editing, that's even better.
Right.
If you're an amazing actor, pursue acting. If you're an amazing artist, singer, writer, whatever in the entertainment industry, publicist, host, whatever, just continue to pursue that and be great at it. And I think doors will open.
Amen, man. I'm so proud to be an Aries, bro. My birthday April 11th. You April 10th. So
I'm April 10th.
you
Aries
at,
brother. Come
you're a
on,
great
we
example.
Aries brothers.
For
I don't
sure,
know.
bro.
I don't know what
I'm
he
a
is.
Leo.
He's a Leo.
I don't know too much about Leos.
We actually get along, but they're just they're
He's
Leos.
crazy. Call it what it
crazy.
is.
That's
But
hilarious.
we want to just tell you, man, again, thank you for actually just, actually agreeing to do the cover of Pop
sure.
Out, coming actually sitting down, having a conversation with us. You know what I'm saying? We over here, we sitting down talking to a millionaire. We still in the 6-figure bracket. We ain't in the millionaire bracket
That's
yet.
okay.
But he was on our list, our top
Yeah,
list.
he
man.
was.
Okay, dope.
It's kind of like I'm like, okay, after we got him, who's next?
Exactly.
you know.
So
Yeah.
this is major for us. So
Oh,
we
thank
definitely
you.
appreciate your time.
Well, I
And
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We
Well,
look forward
listen,
to it.
y'all gonna be millionaire status soon. Let's
We achieve
manifest
it.
that.
Definitely.
Amen.
Let's plant that seed. It's gonna
Amen.
happen. Y'all gonna get there sooner than you think.
Let me set it so you know what's up.
Yeah,
Yes.
we accept it. All right, so this is your boy CTD Graphics. You already know where to follow us at Popout Magazine on social media, and check us out at popoutmagazine.com. Let me tell them where they can follow you at.
You guys can follow me at Lemuel Plummer on Instagram. Pretty much all my social media except for TikTok is Lemmy Plummer. And then obviously subscribe to Zeus Network. Follow the Zeus Network and its pages. Stick with us. We got some really exciting things coming out this year.
For sure. Y'all ain't going nowhere. And it's your boy Hollywood Said, and it's Pop Out Magazine. Make sure you lock in. Appreciate you, Lemmy.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
And we
guys.
up
Thank
outta
you so
here.
much. Have a good one. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.